Ingrid, would love to hear from you. Really thinking about the question that Maya just mentioned about learning and what you've learned individually during this time, but then also thinking about your organization and maybe what your organization has learned or is learning during this time.
Thank you so much, and it's great to be here. I'm Ingrid Boyes, and I head up HR for MyoKardia. And there's been a lot of learnings that we've had over the last 6 months. It's incredible to believe it's been 6 months. Like many of the companies, it's hard to pinpoint one major challenge. We've embarked as a company on an incredible journey to tackle one of the most challenging areas of human health. And we've set out to change the world for people with serious cardiovascular disease through our bold and innovative science. The COVID pandemic, the shelter-in-place orders, has had the majority of our workforce working remotely since March 9th. We were one of the first companies to say, you know what, we're going to shelter in place as well, which meant that we didn't really get to say goodbye to colleagues. We left on a Friday and, just stayed at home. And to Carol's point earlier on, we had to really convert, everything from being in person to working remotely, and how do we start using technology a little bit more. The MyoKardia community is such a close-knit one, and everyone, started to miss the interactions, the hallway conversations, the impromptu, just, hey, can you help me with this? And being on Zoom calls all day long just causes fatigue. The balancing of work and life, and taking care of kids or elderly family members or members that need help was just really challenging. And on top of that, we're a growing company with a goal to double in size, and how to continue to engage both external people, creating a positive and great experience for them to meet our company and hire people and onboard people. So that was a big learning. How do we create that positive environment for people? How do we translate our unique culture that you would feel, if you walked into our building, but how do you translate that into, the conversations that you've had with the Zoom interactions? And I'm really excited and happy that, we always survey our our new hires. How's your onboarding? How's everything going? And we had, something like a 97% satisfaction rate with the onboarding process, from people just saying, everything that I've heard and seen about MyoKardia is true. So that was wonderful that, our team pivoted and learned how to do things remotely. Our focus is always the safety and well-being of our patients, our employees, and their families. And we're a close community, we're a passionate people of action, and every employee in our company has had a hand in shaping not only sort of the future of how our company is doing, but how are we dealing with the challenges we're all facing today. Our leadership team, will be the first to say, we don't have the answers to everything. We don't know, and we're learning, how to deal with things. So we definitely, pause. We listen to the needs of both our internal and external communities, and we're continuously asking employees what they need to help them navigate and deal with the challenging times. One of the things that we recognize is employees need time to disconnect. Working from home, blending, your work and your life responsibilities just begin to feel like the days are just blending into the nights, and especially for caregivers and parents. So since March, we have been providing mental health days so that people could just take time off and disconnect, and the whole company disconnects. And we try to do those, so that people have either 3-day weekends or 4-day weekends. We've also started to protect time in the middle of the day so that there is no meetings, recognizing that, parents have to feed their kids, at a certain time, or, kids need to take naps and so forth. So we've protected company-wide sort of blocks of times for no meetings. You know, the being connected, as everyone else has mentioned, is so critical and critically important. So we've been hosting regular coffee sessions with our EC members, and that's really a way to provide an informal way of connecting, no agendas, just free-flowing conversations. We stress the ability to use flexibility in their work schedules, stressing the importance of prioritizing the health and the well-being of their family and themselves, reprioritizing work, you know, offering online counseling services. We've mentioned the social injustices that our environment is, we're all dealing with. And one of the things that we did, which was so incredibly powerful, was having a company-wide conversation about social injustice, a very transparent conversation where many people just talked. And I have to tell you that that was the first for me in my career. And as we, chat with employees, and the feedback we've received is the first for them as well, that our CEO was there really putting things out and people really feeling vulnerable and really comfortable to be able to share their experiences. So lots of learning, and I would echo empathy, staying connected, but also having fun. For those of us in the South San Francisco area, usually people would go to Foundry and Lux to socialize. We say we go to Foundry and Couch. So we have virtual, happy hours where we talk and we engage and we're just there for one another.